how you found out and all that?
I was definitely overjoyed about it. Going into this whole process, I didn't really understand how big of a deal it was, but as I learned more about it, I realized that this is a life-changing thing. So when I got the news about it, the first thing I wanted to do, of course, was thank God for it, and then notify my parents, about it, and they were also overjoyed. So it was just a great day.
How did you come to apply for it? I assume you apply for it. Is that what you do?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Actually, Dr. Paul Harris, who is affiliated with the Honors College here at Auburn University, he approached me about it a few years back and asked me just to kind of consider doing it. And I took some time to think about it. It took me a while to actually come back and let him know that yes, I wanted to apply for it, and give it a shot. So yes, I just he approached me about it and I applied for it.
When will you have the interview? Do you know that yet?
Yes, sir. In 3 weeks. It's actually the weekend of the Alabama A&M game.
How does that work?
Well, I would arrive in Birmingham, which is where the interview would be held on Friday night, and there's kind of a meet and greet type dinner, and then Saturday morning I would have my interview, and also that same day I would find out if I actually would have won, the scholarship.
So do you anticipate missing that game, I guess?
I'm going to do my best to make it back for the game, but depending on what time I'm scheduled to do my interview, I may have to miss it. I'm not sure yet.
Why did you decide to interview in Birmingham? You could also go to New Orleans, right? Because that's where you're from?
Right. My other option was Texas, but I chose Birmingham, in case there would be a chance that I could make it back for the game.
What did you know about Myron Lowell at Florida State and that whole experience 12 years back?
I've actually learned a good bit about him. He's definitely a big inspiration for me going through this process. And I also remember being in high school, watching the way he competed on the field. So I've admired him as an athlete as well as an academician. So he's definitely a forerunner for me personally.
Actually, talk about it. I mean, that's to be a 3.94 student in a difficult curriculum and all those things, and the time it takes to play college football. Just talk about how you managed to do that.
Yes, sir. Well, definitely, I've had a lot of help, from my parents growing up. They definitely did a great job, just kind of instilling, the mindset of working hard, and I've carried that on into college. And for me personally, it's just been a matter of, I guess, knowing how to prioritize my time. I don't, get to go out as much as a normal college student would. Most of my time, or my free time, is spent, dedicated to studying, when I'm not getting ready for football. So it's just, working on time management and just also being committed, to maintaining my GPA.
Walk us through, and maybe a Tuesday or Wednesday, a game week for you, and kind of what that entails.
Sure. Well, for me, Tuesdays would be, I would wake up probably around maybe 6 o'clock, and then probably get an hour of studying in, and then I have 8 o'clock class, and I go to class, and when that class gets out, I come here and go straight to workouts, and I usually have probably about an hour gap to get some lunch before my organic chemistry lab, and that goes from 12 to 3, so from there I'm coming straight to practice, and then after that is usually getting something to eat, getting an hour nap, and then I'll study again probably for another 4 or 5 hours.
Wow. When you were a walk-on, there had to be some times when you asked yourself, is this really worth it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. There definitely have been challenging days. But, I would say that through those hard times, I also felt that it was worth it, just because, like I said, I have a great support system in my mom and dad, and in days where things get a little bit tough, I can always talk to them, and they'll provide me with that encouragement that I need.
Talk a little bit about the interview process. What are you expecting? What is that going to be like? The details of
Okay. With the interviewing process, I'm pretty much expecting to go into it and to be asked about my planned course of study if I were to win the scholarship, as well as how I would apply that to my career goals. I'm expecting to be asked about my background, where I've come from, and what kind of makes me who I am. And also, I think, it'll be, you know, some questions asked about current events. I'm sure this coming election will be an interesting topic. So my game plan is just to prepare across all of those different topics and just to hopefully be over-prepared for whatever they may ask.
Actually, you know, you get some company following up as far as Auburn Rhodes Scholar finalists and things like that. What, have you talked to any of these guys, or will you talk to any of the young men or women who have interviewed for this from Auburn?
Yes, sir. Actually, our most recent winner, Jordan Anderson, he has been, you know, crucial to, you know, to my process of preparing. He's helped me, you know, every step of the way. And I talk with him pretty regularly about it. And he's given me great advice. And that's definitely a comfort, having someone who's going through it and who can kind of give me, you know, a firsthand, you know, experience on it. So, yes, sir, that's been really great for me personally.
When you think of, you know, academia in the SEC, you know, Vanderbilt comes to mind, or Harvard or something like that. Auburn has had, what, you know, pretty good reputation here, like we just talked about. Talk about just the education that you received.
It's been amazing, honestly. And me coming here, I didn't expect that, you know. And I'm not saying that from a negative aspect. I'm just saying that I was, you know, greatly, you know, impressed. You know, it exceeded my expectations coming here. Just how advanced education is here, and also how supportive all of the faculty members are. I mean, I can remember from my first day being on campus, you know, being, you know, surrounded by faculty members who were very supportive of me and who really wanted to help me even before they knew that, you know, I was a good student. So, you know, the faculty here, I would say, is what sets Auburn above many other schools.
Talk about how much the Honors College has helped you through this process.
Yes, sir. They have also been critical. You know, this whole process of applying, I've had to, you know, gain support letters and write essays. So Dr. Paul Harris, he's been there the whole way, you know, helping me get those letters, and also just kind of giving me pointers on my essays and things of that nature. So without them, you know, I definitely wouldn't be here, you know, as a finalist for that scholarship.
Ashton, tell them, you told me you were thinking about what you might major in if you do get it. Tell them about that.
Right, well, if I were to win the scholarship, I would pursue 2 master's degrees, one in biodiversity, conservation, and management, and another one in environment and climate change. And I would like to, you know, pursue those 2 degrees, mainly because right now I'm an animal science major, a pre-veterinary medicine major, and it's my aspiration to be a large animal vet. So I personally just feel that as a large animal vet, I'll be working in rural communities, and learning about biodiversity, conservation, and management is the best way I can use that education to kind of give back to those communities. My goals really are to develop sustainable agriculture programs in rural communities. So that's, I feel like those 2 master's degrees will go hand in hand with my veterinary degree.
Along with everything you just said about giving back and contributing, is there a sense of being able to be a role model that there is life after football?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I mean, that, honestly, that's probably bigger than football, to be honest. And, you know, I love the game. I love playing football. I love being here at Auburn. I love everything about it. But like you said, there's life after football, and the majority of my life is going to be without football, you know. So if anyone can take anything from my journey, I would want them to see that, you know, your life after football is still very important. And, you know, while we're here, we should take advantage of all the resources we have to kind of, you know, promote that, you know, to promote our life after football.
Anything else?